everyone. I'm Chas, and I'm from Fort Collins, Colorado. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you, Hometalk, for having me. We're going to make things for Valentine's today, and 3 things that are going to light up. So why don't I get started? And we're going to start with this glass block here. You can get these at hardware stores, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, craft stores. This one came from Walmart. The important thing to know is that it has a hole in it, so that it can breathe with what we're going to be doing with it. So make sure you get yours has a hole. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I got some contact paper, and it's kind of like a clear shelf liner. And what we're going to do is we're going to measure it, which you can see I've already done, and then I marked it and cut it out. And what this is going to do is it's just going to give it a frosted look. So while I'm doing this, why don't you tell me where you're tuning in from? I'd love to know where you're watching from.
Okay, we got Tennessee, Ontario, South Carolina, California.
Welcome. So glad you could join us today. I want this to be no bubbles. So I'm going to try again here. So glad you could join us today. So again, this is just contact paper. You can buy this at the store.
We got someone from the UK.
Welcome. So glad you could join us. Okay, so as you can see, that kind of gives it a frosted look right there if I put my hand in there. So that's what we're going for. All right, move that aside. All right, and then I just went to the store, and you can use just these. These are these gel window clings. They're kind of gooey. And you put them on windows or mirrors or whatever you want. So I grabbed a couple different ones. This one, as you can see, is 98 cents. This one was a little bit more, but this one came from Walmart. Actually, they both came from Walmart. So let me move that aside.
We got someone from Iceland and Canada.
Wow, welcome. Thank you for tuning in today. All right. Often these gel clings are between paper because, like I said, they kind of stick to each other. Now, just a nice little tip, do not stick them on your wall. These things have color in them, and it will leave like an oil residue behind on your wall, and it will, I might have to adjust these as I go, so bear with me. But yeah, it'll leave an oil residue on a wall. You can clean it off a window, no problem, but it will leave oil and sometimes color behind on a wall. So just only use these on windows and mirrors.
Puerto Rico.
Wow, I love this all over the world.
Ireland too.
Welcome, and thank you so much for tuning in. So glad you could join us. This needs to go over a little more. They're very movable, let's just put it that way, so you can shape them. And again, these are just gel window or mirror clings at the store. Okay.
Someone from Scotland.
Move that up. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning in.
We have a question. Where can you buy the glass cube?
The blocks are, you can get those at, they sell them on Amazon, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, craft stores, Lowe's, Home Depot usually sell them. They, you find them a little more at the hardware stores around the holidays, Christmas time, and that kind of thing. Still don't have this one high enough. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, so, and watch for sales because, like I said, I got this one from Walmart. It's hit or miss at Walmart, but I got it at Walmart for $5. So here's the glass block, frosted, gel clings. Again, like this one's a little bit bigger cling. You know, I could have put these smaller ones on there so I had more space. You can put just the hearts on there, or, you know, kind of whatever you want. Now, again, remember that you want that hole to be in there. Now, if you're talented and you can drill a hole in your glass block, go for it. That requires water and a diamond bit usually, and that is not something I'm good at. Okay, this is just a $1 strand of lights. This one came from Dollar Tree at Christmas time. It's about 20 lights, and they sell, like I said, they came at Christmas time, so I have these, but you should be able to find these again at craft stores. They sell them year-round. I actually saw some lights at Walmart today because they're getting ready for summer, and so they're starting to put their patio stuff out, and so they have lights there. So just sticking these in this hole like that is what I'm doing. So there it is. Pretty simple. Glass block, contact paper, gel window clings, strand of lights inside. I'm going to tip this up here and give you the effect. Plug the first thing in. And there you go. There it is. I usually put this in a bathroom as a nightlight. I use this glass block year around. So I made a couple months in the end of November. I made a present for Christmas time, present for birthdays. But this is my Valentine look this year, and I'll move this to the edge. So while Brielle, why don't you pan over here? Tote bag giveaway today, and the question is, what's your favorite thing to do for Valentine's Day? And I'd really like to hear this because I love all the stories that I get to hear. So let me move this guy. And yes, you can use battery operated lights. I usually get asked that a lot. You don't have to worry about it getting too hot. A lot of times I leave this on 24/7 for this, of course, for Valentine's Day. But in the fall, I decorate it with those fake leaves, and I leave that on for 3 months, for the whole fall, 24/7. So good stuff. Okay, next project. This is just a dollar store mirror. So simple. We're going with simple stuff. These are 3 LED candles, again from the Dollar Tree. Light up. And I've got myself, any stickers would do, but these are those wall stickers. And why I like these so much is they're removable. So you can put them on, take them off. So if right now I want to use these for Valentine's Day, but then when I'm done with Valentine's Day, if I want these red candles to do something different with, then I would simply just take these stickers off.
Oh, one sec. Oh, there we go.
All right, so what are your favorite things to do for Valentine's Day?
Do you have anything good yet, Skylar?
Yeah, we have someone who makes their meals for their 3 kids, and then they go home to their husband who has dinner waiting for them at the table.
Ah, like that.
We have go out to a nice candlelit dinner at a nice restaurant. Let's see.
I think I saw earlier one person said they like to hang out with their husband of 40 years.
Wow, congratulations. Congratulations. Okay, so I just put these stickers on, did the hugs and kisses theme, as you can see. Just pretty simple. And yeah, keep those ideas coming. My daughter who's filming right now, she was about 3 years old and into Blue's Clues. And so for one of our Valentine's Days, she wanted to play Cafe Brielle, because it was Cafe Blue, the cartoon she was watching. And so now it's kind of become a tradition where we make a menu, and she dresses up as the wait staff and walks us to her table with my son Colin, and they serve, and it becomes a whole comedy hour because yeah, they'll go and sit down with us at the table as their family member, and then they run and throw their apron on and become the wait staff. So it's pretty funny. But okay, these are just plastic table heart scatter. They came from the Dollar Tree as well. And I think they come set, like not mixed like this. I believe they were a package of red or a package of pink. So I just mixed them together, and I'm just going to scatter them. I like to hear the unique stories too. Like I always tell my kids, one of my favorite stories was one of the years I was at college in the dorm, didn't have a boyfriend at the time, and we all decided, our whole floor decided to go out and go to the ice cream place and order one of those crazy, ridiculous ice cream things called like the Earthquake or something with like, I don't know, a gazillion scoops of ice cream and syrup, and had the best time laughing all night long. It was the best. So I like those stories too. So anyways, just scattering it around, and now I've made this nice little tray, and I'll turn the lights on for you. There's one. You can use any theme. You know, you could do like an I Heart You type of thing on these. Just any stickers you kind of want that inspire you, and getting that scatter on there, and pull it forward so you can see. I'll dim the lights so you can see it.
We have someone who cooks with their husband and then cuddles on the couch afterwards and watches a movie.
Nice. Some of the best stuff. You can do this with real candles too. So you could, you know, if you wanted to use real candles or jar candles, any of that would work too. I just did these because then I can put them wherever and I don't have to worry about hot wax or anything. So sliding those over. Good. Okay, next project's going to take a little bit, so be patient with me because this one's just going to take a little time because it's a little more in depth. So I just got this box at the Dollar Tree. It's supposed to hold candy. As you can see, I started to test it earlier today. So just a little candy box with, you know, you can put whatever you want to in it. But I'm going to start off with this window here. And I got a photo of our family. And I'm going to, I traced it with a cookie cutter to help me with the shape. And so I'm going to use my scissors, and I'm just going to cut that shape out.
We have lots of cooking dinner with their families. And someone said that they buy a teddy bear for their daughter every year.
Oh my goodness, I'd love to know how many teddy bears you've accumulated. Maybe they're only 3, but if you do it every year and your daughter's older, I'd love to know how many that is accumulated to be. All right, so move that aside. All right, and I'm just going to take that and I will glue that in there in a minute, but I don't want to damage the film or the picture yet, so I'm going to move to the next step quickly first. Okay, I have this strand of lights that I'm going to work with, another dollar strand of lights. These are LEDs, battery operated. So again, you could have put these in. You could have put these in here just fine too. Just depends upon what you'd rather work with. Someone usually asks me how long these last. They last quite a while. I have some of these in artwork that I've done. I know many of you have seen it out there, but I put it in the back of canvas art pictures. And I've run them like all winter long, and then they still, I don't think I've replaced batteries in any of those yet. So these have 10 lights. So I know that there's 20, and I'm gonna poke through 10 of these and I'm just using a screwdriver. If you have a better idea of a tool, feel free to tell me. I have an ice pick too, but I was afraid I was going to go through too fast because I don't really want to hurt the table.
We have a family who makes heart-shaped dinner. And everything they cook is heart.
Oh, that's cool. Heart-shaped dinner.
Make iced sugar cookies with their kids and grandkids.
I like making cookies too. I will show you another way to make this too, because I've actually made this project 2 different ways.
We had to go to the senior community and give them Valentines.
Well, that's very thoughtful and sweet. Thank you for doing that.
Ooh, make a bouquet of their husband's favorite drinks and snacks.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, oops, I got one more. Almost missed one. Yeah, I like to hear the gift ideas that you guys do. That's always something that's, you know, because obviously the obvious is candy and stuff, but like my brother's a diabetic too, so it's kind of nice to know some alternative ideas of what other people like to do for little gifts for their family. All right, now I'm going to take these lights and stick them through. I might have to make those holes a little bigger. As you can see, this one definitely needed it. So it's okay that it's kind of tearing because we're going to cover that up. But there, just poke that light through there and go all the way around, sticking those in. Oops. You know, I know that we've got people tuning in from everywhere. Are there any unique traditions in other cultures? You know, that's something I'd be interested in hearing too, because, you know, I know what we do here, but is it the same everywhere, or are there special things that people do, you know, that are unique to that culture? That'd be fun. Feel free to share that with me as well.
Ooh, someone's gift that they made a deck of cards with construction paper and decorated 52 Reasons I Love You.
52 Reasons I Love You. That reminds me of those coupon books, you know, that you make when you're a kid and stuff for your parents. And I always think those are pretty great. Do you really honor them though, right? I remember making them. I don't know if I actually had to do all the things that I wrote on them.
Ooh, someone from Australia watching.
Australia, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. So the only little thing I'm running into as I'm doing this is that little bit of plastic. So I could rip that plastic out if I wanted to, but I really, honestly, I don't want to rip it out because that's going to protect that picture. So I'm trying to work around it a little bit here, which is not a big deal. It just takes a little patience. And thank you guys for tuning in and having patience with me.
We have someone who has Chinese in bed every year for Valentine's Day.
Chinese in bed. Is that your favorite food? Is that why that? Out of curiosity? What is everybody's favorite food to have? Do you guys eat like, you know, I don't know. I guess I always think like Italian and stuff. I don't really know why. I guess maybe from Lady and the Tramp or something. Disney cartoon. But there we go. Okay, they're all in. Little preview of the light there. Okay, they're sticking out a bit, but it's okay. So a little preview. That's the light sticking through. I pushed them all the way through, but you could, you know, just get them barely out. But you'll see what we're doing here as we go, and then you'd be able to address that. So I'm going to put this back in here for now to make it a little easier for me to work on. There. Oops. Stick that one in there. He's sticking out. That's okay though. I haven't glued that picture on, but I'll get to that. All right, so now what I need is, these are just little squares of tissue paper. Now, you could just cut regular tissue paper. That's what I always did all those years ago. Some of you are going to be like, I remember doing this, because we all have, a lot of us my age have done this at some point. But actually, ironically, when I wanted to make this, they had these little squares already cut at the dollar store. And I know I'll use all these colors for other things because I get inspired just doing this idea to do lots of other things. So this is just a regular pencil. And I'm just going to take that tissue paper and wrap it on the end. And then you could use glue, but I'm going to use hot glue because it'll go a little faster if I do. And what I'm going to do is just stick it on there.
So you've also sushi and seafood.
Sushi and seafood. Yes, my parents always kind of did the seafood thing. Now that you say that, they would buy that whole kettle pot of lobster and stuff all ready to go to put on your stove. I'm going to do this all the way covering the box is what I'm doing here and around the lights. So it's going to help hide the lights a little bit. How many of you guys remember doing this in some way, shape, or form for some project? I remember doing Christmas wreaths at Christmas time. They'd out of like a paper wreath, and then you'd glue these with Elmer's glue all over. Give me a thumbs up if you remember doing that, because I know a lot of you probably have. Now, I'm using tissue paper, but you could get creative. I've seen this done with other things. In fact, there's a person out there on Hometalk, and I made one because I liked it so much. She did the same idea on a wood plaque, kind of like the one I have over by my tote there, kind of like that one. And then she did this process with rose, like those fake rose petals, and it was so beautiful. So you could probably do this with those rose petals too, and then have a little fancier look to it.
We have someone who goes indoor camping and they put roses and lights inside of a tent and then they have dinner.
Oh my gosh, that sounds awesome. You must live somewhere warm. I couldn't imagine doing that here in the winter unless you did it inside. But
Yeah,
that sounds...
indoor camping.
Okay. I was like, that sounds really cool though. I'd really like to see a picture of that. Thanks for sharing all your ideas. I like hearing them. And thanks for tuning in again. Glad to have you here. How many of you have heard, I have not, and I actually was saying it wrong for a while. How many of you have heard of Valentine's Day? I did not know what that meant at first. And I actually pronounced it wrong because when I read it, my dad's name is Galen, his birth name. He goes by Buzz, but when I read it, I read Galentine's, and then my husband pointed out, I think it's Galentine's. My little silly moment of, but I guess it is a special day that was made by Amy Poehler, her character on, I think, the show Parks and Rec, and it is a day for girls to celebrate together, Valentine's essentially, and they, you know, get together and do their whatever they want to do, crafts, food. I thought that sounded like a lot of fun, actually, once I knew what it was. So next week on our live, I'm actually going to do a Valentine's Day. Thanks to Hannah. So thank you, Hannah. So I hope you'll join me for that. There is a list of what you'll need so you can do the projects with me while we're making them, just like this, but you can be on the other side of the computer yourself or with a group of girls, and you guys can make the stuff. I posted it on discussions today, what the supplies are needed, and if you can't find it or it doesn't work out, that's okay. Just you can still watch the show and do it after the fact, just like now or whatever you want.
There's someone who spends the weekend in a very exclusive hotel and then have room service and a spa day.
Oh my gosh, that sounds luxurious and awesome. I think I could handle that.
You see lots of bubble baths.
Bubble baths. That sounds nice, as I'm just a dancer anyways, so I'm always like sore muscles.
Someone joined Madison McGuire.
Oh, hey Madison!
Yeah. It is chess.
I saw your frame on I think it was it the daily newsletter today, or was it Facebook? I don't remember which, but I love that frame. Very cool.
Melissa goes snowboarding with her husband on Valentine's Day.
Snowboarding. I have not learned to snowboard yet. My brother's a snowboarder. He spent the first day learning on his rear end the whole day, which I guess is the normal thing to do. I do think it's awesome though. Okay, as you know, glue, hot glue does leave a lot of stringies. Don't worry about that because they pick off so nicely that you just can keep going all the way around. There we go. Has anyone said if they've done this yet? Not this specifically, but just this whole tissue paper.
Yeah, there have been a few that were like, I've done this.
Yeah. This is when I kind of forgot about it, and then all of a sudden you kind of get these little reminders, and you go, oh yeah. Actually, I was with my sister this weekend. I went to Minnesota to go visit her, and we were in a store, and she actually pointed out, she goes, do you remember doing it? It was like a little in the craft section, these little tissue paper projects. And I said, I'm actually doing that on Hometalk this week. She was like, no way.
Ooh, someone suggested using pink and white tissue paper as well.
Oh, I like that. I was going to mention, thank you for saying that, because that's true. You can use any color combination that you want, and that's a really great suggestion. And again, like this little pack came with so many colors that, you know, I see Christmas wreaths, I see, you know, pumpkins, I see a lot of different things that you can, and color variation is great because, you know, just because I'm making this for Valentine's Day, you wouldn't have to. You could make this to be in your home kind of all year if you wanted to, and you could make it your home colors. You know, you could just get the tissue paper that blends in with your home colors and have this little, you know, night light that has pictures of your family. I guess it could be even a great gift idea, Mother's Day, any of that kind of stuff, really.
We have someone who says that their grandma used to make these back in the 50s.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. Did they teach you how to do that? Did you ever have to sit down and do it too? That'd be a cool thing to do with your family, you know? All right, I'm getting towards the end, so now I'm going to reach in, try to get around these here. And you can go around the whole box if you want. I'm not going to do that today. I am strings. Ever noticed how they feel like cobwebs? Glue strings. I actually, I don't know if any of you saw this, but back in September, Madison and I were at Hometalk headquarters, and we had to do this wreath making contest. And at the time, I don't think I'd ever made a wreath before, really. And we had to, we had mystery stuff to work with. And Madison had like cupcake liners, and I had Halloween eyeballs. And it was crazy, but I took my hot glue gun and I made cobwebs on mine because actually the story goes that one of my college jobs and after college jobs was to do before and after school care with kids, because I love working with kids. And I had an autistic child that I worked with on one of my after school jobs, and this autistic kid taught me how to make hot glue gun cobwebs with some popsicle stick frame, and I thought that was just the coolest thing, and they looked so real. Okay, so I could fill this in more, go around, but here it is in a nutshell. You know, I think they kind of look like flowers, but again, you could use the petals if you want to. And now I'm going to go back in here, flipping this over carefully. Pull that back in. And then set it down gently because I just don't want to crush that. And I need to add this picture. So I'm just going to put a dab of glue, I think, here. You could tape it if you want. Now I hope I can get it in here before it cools. That's usually my challenge. I'm not always the fastest with my hot glue gun action. Or I'll not center it right. That's not too bad. Okay, so there's the top in there. You could glue the bottom too if you want to. Get that back on there gently. So these are sticking up a little bit. I don't mind that, but you know, if you didn't want them all the way up like that, you could easily stick them back down or glue them in place, kind of whichever one you want. Actually, I just realized I should have turned them on. That would have been smart, huh? Okay, so this, you'll notice the side of this is candy, and I probably won't keep that. I will probably take like some ribbon and Mod Podge that on, so that way it's not so, I don't know, cheesy might not be the right word, but just, and then I can keep it out a little more often if I want to. And maybe I have this shiny ribbon that I might glue onto this top lid. So I've got a couple layers there. But let me go back in here carefully and turn this on. Oops, just kidding. There we go. Oh, it's sticking. Thank you, Brielle.
Yeah.
All right. And thank you to Skylar, who's the one you hear in the background helping with the comments today. That's my daughter's friend, and we appreciate the help. So there it is. This is kind of round. One of the few options. I'll show you my other one that I made in the post. But what do you think? You can share it if you like it. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a heart. Love to hear what you think. Now with this, you can just leave it on your table as a nice display. You could probably prop it up and you know, set it on like a, what is that, a photo frame? Easel, that's the word I'm looking for. So love to know your thoughts on that. Okay, so when I originally made this project, I'm gonna set that here. I did it with one of these. So I had this piece of styrofoam. They sell these 2 for $1 at the dollar store. And I took this and I, you know, trace this around, which this pen is not going to trace very well on here, so maybe a marker would have been better. Like that. Pretend like there's a heart there. And then, Brielle, can you pan over here quick? The light strand that's in here, that's 20 lights, that's what I used. And so then I mapped out in the heart shape, so this is like this, and I mapped out 20 holes with my pen all the way around. And I took, you know, my screwdriver and I punched the holes in the screwdriver, and then I did this tissue paper thing to the entire top. So I'm going to show you that now. So this is that. So this is the back. And I drew the heart shape here, and then I punched 20 lights. Well, actually just shy of that, as you can see. I ended up not using them all, but that's okay, they'll tuck behind. And then the whole top is all done. And this took me probably 30 minutes on my own, and I was actually trying to go fast. But I started with Elmer's glue and then was like, oh, Elmer's glue doesn't stick very well to, styrofoam. So this is the way that one turned out. And I hope that you're reading, you can see that that's a heart in here. And again, to me, it just looked like roses. And I have one of these up in my room on just a little mini picture easel that leans up. You can go around the edges if you want, or leave it like this. And then you could use battery operated lights like I did in the box. And then just for fun, I have this little black, I decided to change this one, and I've been having it out here as a bowl. And then I set that inside the bowl. Hindsight now, I probably would have used a battery operated one to stick underneath there, because now this cord is here and it kind of is annoying. But if you got a bowl that you could maybe put the cord through the bottom, but then I could leave this as a centerpiece, and it looks, when it's not on, it kind of looks like, a bowl of flowers per se, and then you can leave it on. And again, it doesn't get too hot. I mean, it gets a little warm, but again, I usually leave these on quite a bit, and it doesn't get too hot. So, you could do it this way too. I've seen people, kind of do it in a picture frame as well. So there's a lot of choices. You just kind of create your own base, and then you have kind of your choices of what you want to do per se. So going backwards a little bit here, we did this glass block. And again, that was just a strand of lights, some gel clings, and the frosted contact paper. And then over here, we did the really simple just display with the mirror, the dollar store LEDs or real candles, your choice, with the little stickers on them and the table scatter. And then lastly, we did kind of these tissue paper light up boxes. So, okay, so then, next week I'll be here, 7 o'clock, Valentine's. Bring your glass of wine and chocolates or whatever you want to drink. And if you want that list of what we'll be making, it'll be on Hometalk under discussions. So I hope you'll join me next week, and we'll have fun. Time change next week. I'll be here at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time instead of the usual 5. So please tune in for that. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. You don't want to miss another live. And tomorrow you want to tune in at 1 p.m. for your next DIY live. And then, okay, we've got to pick a winner. So, so many good choices. Okay, I think that the tote bag goes to the one who does stuff for the nursing home, the senior center. I just think that's very thoughtful, because I love all the stuff where we get to do things with our own families, but I love that you went out and did something for someone else too. So that's hits me right here in the heart. Thanks. And again, hit the subscribe button. Tune in tomorrow at 1, next live, and you won't want to miss it because it'll be awesome. They always are. So thank you for being here for all this light up stuff, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for joining. Thank you, Hometalk. Bye.